Point zero at the moment, and we have zero support as well. We ourselves, we don't know what's happening on the ground to basically let us feel that we are safe or the hospital is safe, whether, when to evacuate or not to evacuate. The media is quiet and silent, so no one is, for example, saying no, Al Shifa or the hospital is safe, it's not going to be bombed. Doctors are worried. The patients are freaking out because they had the siege at the Shifa last year, and they had the worst experience ever, where they detained people in the hospital or they just took them without doctors, without any charges, and they kept them for months and months. Of course, they don't want to repeat the same situation. We're running out of stock. We don't have hardly any fuel left in the hospital, and we're functioning with hardly basics. As you can hear above me, there's quadcopters at the moment. We know they've been bombing us with all sorts of weapons since we arrived. We had injuries and mass casualties that are horror. We kind of have, each mass casualty has complete families, including kids with their mom and dad and aunties and uncles and cousins, and they're shredded into pieces. So we kind of have the leg and head of, we don't know which person which piece belongs to who, or parts of the body hanging with the skin. Brain matter is out, gut is out, head is out. The last statistics showed that around 50% of the patients, if not more, are kids, 30% are women, and the rest are between juries and men. But of course, humans are humans, no matter what age group they are. Now, we know that they are very close on the ground, so everywhere behind us has been basically bombed and vanished and destroyed. All the buildings has been struck, and now you can just see the dust and the rubble around us. At the hospital itself, we have more than 1,500 bodies under the rubble still, and the numbers of patients coming dead are arriving. Basically, it's an unlivable situation. People are being killed in crazy numbers, family wiped out. There are families that completely are wiped out. Some, they have the only survival, but who's surviving are surviving with severe disabilities, multiple amputations, multiple surgery, and they might die later because of the lack of care, lack of medications, lack of everything. We're under complete blockade. No water, so there's no clean water. The sewage system is destroyed. There's no food, and if you find any, it's super expensive. As doctors, they didn't let us bring in more than $280, and they took part of that for their transport after the bridge, no matter how long we're staying for. So we hardly can have enough money to survive. We don't have any. And actually, the people of Gaza are feeding us despite them having no food, which is terrible. From everything you think about, some people want to evacuate and go south. We work south as well, and the situation is unbelievable there too. People are dying from starvation. If they go to the humanitarian aid sites or the death traps, they're being killed there or coming with severe injuries. It's just dying from different ways. People here are just dying every day, but they don't know which way they will be dead. Even people who want to evacuate for safety, they can't, because there's no car, there's no fuel. They're burning the plastic to put it as a fuel. They are severely injured. They have no limbs. So how can they go? From every possible way, it's a death trap. In the hospital is just basically it's a blood pool. Every day we have multiple mass casualties. It's like a slaughterhouse. The situation we can't describe. We've been talking about it. You just don't understand. People have been living like this for 2 years. All the doctors and the nurses and then the medical students and everyone I've met from patients have lost many family members and completely lost their houses and all their belongings. They have nothing left, and the doctors have been working at the hospital, living at the hospital, working 24/7. They only rest for a few hours and come back to work inside the hospital. They're exhausted, they're drained, and we don't just understand how can, in this day and age, no one can stop this horror and terror and war crimes and whatever it is. It's never too late. It's never too late. Those people can rebuild their life and have a normal life. Just stop the mass killing and enter the aid, the normal humanitarian basic stuff to enter again. And I'm sure I have so much faith in the people of Gaza. They're the most beautiful people I've ever met, that they can build it again. But this needs to stop. I'm not sure what are we waiting for. It's from the look of it, it looks like we're waiting under their all white, might or might not even come with a sorry day. We don't want to reach there. It's everyone's responsibility. Everyone is complicit when we watch as humans to stand with justice and stop this. All humans are equal. They all should live together no matter what race or faith they are. As a country should be to people from different races, different faith, different everything, living together in harmony, and whatever applies on one group exactly applies on the other group. Everyone should have the same human rights. Mustashfa, as the hospital, as you can see, this is the hospital. We being bombed, and we think we might, like now at any time, this, as I said, there's no safety advice. There's nothing left in the hospital, and no medical aids are left, and no one is helping and letting anything into Gaza. They forbid us from bringing baby formula, saying if any organizer brings a baby formula, they close the whole organization so no doctors are allowed in. What's wrong with the baby formula? It doesn't make sense. It's just an insult to the human intelligence and the human brain. If we being basically, since arrival, we've been constantly bombed, especially at night and at dawn, and then even during the day, but it gets intensified at night time. You know, where we are, the glass is broken, you see people flying on the air just meters in front of us, that we get the kids, collect them with the shrapnels. They're very close, and we can be as well injured at any time. Unfortunately, yesterday they killed our colleague endocrinologist just walking the whole way coming to the hospital on the road. He was killed. 3 days before, the director of the hospital, basically his family's house was all striked, and we received his family in emergency, some dead, some shredded into pieces, some were still under the rubble. Yes, it is affecting us as doctors as well. No one is immune to these crimes, and the situation is beyond dangerous, and it's really the basic rights we forbidden from, and not even anyone is actually telling us what's going to happen, what's the safety process. Please, we need to stop this as soon as possible. We need to stop it. There's no time left. Well, as a doctor, it's heartbreaking, but the things that we've seen here, it's a nightmare. I don't think we've ever seen. People's bones are cut into small pieces, and they have one person could have his leg hanging by a piece of skin or a tendon. Their abdomen matter is out, the bleeding in the chest, the brain injury, all in one person. And you can imagine at the same time you have tens and sometimes more, hundreds arriving at the same time. Unfortunately, with the lack of medical staff, lack of equipment, to the extent that we don't have any soap left, hardly any gloves or gauze, no beds, nothing. It becomes like it's like a pool of blood, and then we work on the ground trying to save lives as much as possible. You have to take the decision of who has a chance of survival, and you start with them first, and then you try to put a tourniquet on the limb to stop the bleeding, and then you start putting a chest tube. We only have one iPad or tablet that is working with a probe. We don't have anything else that we kind of try to assess if there is any bleeding in the body, so we can do a quick laparotomy and try to save lives. It's all kind of a survival mode with no sterility, nothing on the floor. We do a lot of cesarean sections in the emergency department to try to save those babies in their mum's tummy. But the scenes I've never even kind of thought about. A horror movie can bring those scenes. And as I said, most of the injuries are just kids and women and pregnant ladies and elderlies and all of this. And who doesn't die from a bomb? In the south, in the north they die from bombs. In the south we saw a lot of starvation or snipers at the humanitarian aid sites shooting mainly to the brain, to the head and neck and chest, because there's no food. They're all malnourished. The sewage and the dirty water, the severe diarrhea on top. That the kids were there coming with cardiac arrest secondary to severe hypokalemia because of the things that we just mentioned. It's just difficult from every single way. And those people had they didn't have a normal life. They made themselves a normal life under an open air prison, under a complete blockade. They built a beautiful place. They were living, they make everything work, and now look at them for 2 years. Life is just being impossible. And no one is standing up and helping them out, or at least stopping this from happening.